We are going to explain about the Incoterm. In Incoterm, there is 11 type of Incoterm. It's really difficult to remember all 11 type of Incoterm. We are just going to cover 3 group of them. First is Group C, Group D and Group F.
Intercoms do not cover. So for the first one is address all the condition of a sale. The second one is identify the goods being sold, not list to the contract price. The next one is reference the method, not timing of payment negotiated between the seller or the buyer. When title or ownership of the goods passes from the seller to the buyer. Specific which document must be provided by the seller to the buyer to facilitate the customer clearance process at the buyer country. The last one is address liability for the failure to provide the goods in conformity with the contract of sales, delay delivery, not distribute.
There are 3 types of Incoterm in Group D. The first one is DAP, the second one is DDP, and the last one is DAT. So what is DAP? DAP stands for Delivered at Place. Delivered at Place is an international trade term used to describe a deal in which a seller agrees to pay all costs and suffers any potential losses of moving goods sold to a specific location. Delivered at Place simply means that the seller takes on all the risks and costs of delivering goods to an agreed upon location. How DAP works? The seller is responsible for everything, including packaging, documentation, export approval, loading charges, and ultimate delivery. The buyers in turn takes over risk and responsibility as of the unloading of the goods and clearing them for import. DDP. DDP stands for Delivered Duty Paid. Can be used for any transport mode or where there is more than one transport mode. The seller is responsible of arranging carriage and delivery the goods at the named place clear for importer and all applicable taxes and duties paid. Risk transfer from seller to buyer when the goods are made, available to buyer, ready for unloading from the arriving means of transport. DAT, which is Delivered at Terminal. The seller is responsible for arranging carriage and for delivering the goods unloaded from the arriving means for transport at the named place. Risk transfers from seller to buyer when the goods have been unloaded. The buyer is responsible for important clearance and any applicable local taxes of important duty.
Name place requirement, place of delivery. Under the shipping term for FCA Incoterm, short is free carrier, the seller is responsible for export clearances and delivery of goods to the carrier at the named place of delivery. Unless otherwise agreed upon, the seller is only responsible for loading the goods if the seller's term FAS. Free alongside ship. Name place requirement, port of shipment. In the Incoterm rules for FAS, short is free alongside ship. The seller clears goods for export and places them alongside the vessel at the named port.
And that's all from us. Thank you.